You ready? You got me running. Shake it, shake that. Raise your hands up. Raise them out.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. So welcome to the Forex Trading Asia Daily Currency Call. This is episode 361, and it is the 23rd of August. 23rd of August already, guys. Now, if it is your first time here, a big welcome. We do this currency call every Monday to Friday, and the currencies we analyze are as follows. We've got today, Aussie and Kiwi. Tomorrow, we've got the Euro pairs. Wednesday, we have the pound pairs. Thursday, yen and gold. And then Friday, we've got the CAD and crypto pairs as well. So this is the currency call where you'll get market economic updates, key support and resistance levels, trade ideas, and more. The currency call is going to be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and also the short-term traders. Here we will go through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and we'll also highlight potential targets and risks as well. A quick disclaimer as well, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trade. So we've got Monday here, guys. And to start, I'll do the US dollar index, and we do have Jin back as well. So it's going to be an exciting week. Now, what I'll do just to start off, I'll just bring up the charts for the US dollar, thanks to Sam Trade. So what we did see was on the index, and we're actually seeing that right now. We are seeing a little bit of a pullback, and just going by a big picture approach here on the daily time frame, we really saw, later in last week, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday, there was a little bit of anticipation in the market that tapering was, just around the corner, so to speak, and that there was going to be some stronger dialogue. Although, frankly, the market absorbed that information. Nothing much else was said in the FOMC meeting minutes. They were slightly more hawkish, as Kim Hong talked about. But we're seeing, especially in equity markets, we've got the Aussie stock market. It's moving higher again. So it's sort of business as usual for now. We have mentioned this before with the Jackson Hole Symposium that's coming up. Now, let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. So even though we've pulled back a little bit, we're still, bullish US dollar, frankly. Now, we do have a little bit of news out this week as well that we will just go over quickly, thanks to Forex Trading Asia. So for later today, on the US side of things, we've got the manufacturing PMIs, we've got existing home sales as well. So that's going to be interesting on the manufacturing PMIs to see if we can still hold up above 60 as well. Now, there are, issues with the Delta strain of COVID-19. So it's going to be key to see how that is affecting things from a month-to-month perspective. And then Tuesday, we've got new home sales as well. But for today, really, from an index standpoint, it's, with this pullback, we'll just have to wait and see what happens with the close for today, for the Asian session and the Aussie equity markets. And then we'll just, be keen to see if we can get some stability here. We've seen 93.30 offer some support before. You can even see previously last week as well. So with, if we do have a miss on PMIs, we could see the US dollar come back down to 93.18. And it's going to be really tough to beat expectations because we're at record highs with the manufacturing PMIs. So a pullback to 93.18, see what happens overnight, see what the daily candle closes like, and then possible buy trade off that level. But for now, just standing by on that. Definitely, it looks like leading into the Jackson Hole Symposium, there's going to be, a lot of anticipation. So we'll see if it can live up to that as well. But that is the US dollar. So we've got Jin back here, guys. And I apologize about that as well. There was no chart. I apologize, guys, but we've got Jin here now for the Aussie and the Kiwi analysis as well. Welcome back, Jin.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott. So I'm gonna been away for a while because I've just been thinking about some things of how we're going to do this currency call. So approaching this a little bit differently from now onwards, what I will be looking at is we'll be looking at, as usual, the currencies, the Aussie, the Kiwi on Mondays, the euros on euro and euro pound on Tuesdays, the pound dollar on Wednesdays, the yen and gold on Thursdays, and Canadian and Daniel talk about the cryptocurrencies on Friday. But in addition to all these, what I'll be doing is I'll be giving you little nuggets of educational bits and infos as we work through each day. So what I'm looking for from mostly the Traders Club members, because we have the platform there, Traders Club members, if you have any questions, if you need any clarification on what to go through or how you think, any additional info you need to help with your trading, ask it away on the platform, and then I'll address them during these currency calls, giving you my thoughts and views on, how I could probably try and help you trade a bit better, make a bit more profits through that process. So one of the first things that I get asked a lot is, as I show you the chart here, this is the Aussie US on H4 time frame. You have noticed I cleared out all my lines. The question I always get is, how do you draw? What do you do when you're looking at support resistance lines? How do I define support and resistance lines? So, what I thought is I'll work through this process again together with you, just to draw those lines, just to define those lines, where to put in, your boundaries. So I think of support and resistance lines as a boundary. The lowest point, the support is your floor, the resistance is your roof. What it needs to break before it can go lower, or what needs to break before it can go any higher. Very immediately at this point, I would have that line there at about 7113. So bear in mind, although I'm telling you the number here, it's not a definite number. We're looking in that region. So at about 7113 is a good support level. Just based on this view, this is on H4. So we're looking at about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks worth of info. I would say my next line is at about 7416. So what I'm looking at is if it bounces off 7113, highest point it will get to is about 7416 before we look at any further upside. This is a good 300, almost 300 pip range, but as we look at that, we're looking at about that kind of level. So I'll adjust it again, 7120 to about 73 or 74. So we're looking in that range, but what you notice here is we're heading in a downward fashion. It's set across, and last week we had a big downward move on the Aussie dollar. So I wouldn't be so keen to look to buy it up. I'll be looking to sell it down. So the question here is, what needs to happen? It needs to sit across, it needs to break 7120 before heading any lower. The tendency here for most traders will be to zoom out, okay, and you can't see any further down, and then zoom out again, and then you realize that you can't see anything, and then you zoom out further and you've got crazy lines that you can't notice, anything at all. So what you can do here is how I trade, how I look at my charts. I always want to be able to see whether it's a black or a white candle. So I always want that view. Go to the daily time frame and you can see the next level down. The next level down is about 70. It's about a 70 flat. Okay, and then moving from that, you can see the next level would be about a 6.8, would be about a 6.833 level. Okay, so that's on the daily time frame. Coming back to the H4, this gives us a good idea that we anticipated to sit across, and if it does break below 7120, we could be looking at it heading towards the 70 flat as a support level. This is a very close support level. This is less than my usual of about 250 pip for a support level distance, but because this is a psychological level at about 70, or well, psychological level of 70 flat, this will be a key level. So I'm still looking for this to come down, break below this point towards 7000. That's the Aussie dollar on the H4 time frame. Another one, let's go to another example. The New Zealand dollar on the H4 time frame here. Again, quite similar to the Aussie dollar. I've got it as a support level at about 6800. Well, 6820. At about there. Next resistance level, highest point on this view is at about a 7073. Again, same with the Aussie dollar. We're looking at potential downside, like Scott was just sharing with you on the dollar index. We're looking at possibly some further continued dollar strength or sustained dollar strength, with Australia on severe lockdown, New Zealand now on lockdown as well, or introducing lockdowns. We're looking at some possible weakness from Australia and New Zealand. So looking at some further downside. What needs to happen here on the New Zealand dollar would be for it to break 6820 before we can see further downside. Same thing, common problem most people do is zoom out all the way to try and see something. You can't get any information this way. Don't zoom out too much. Look at it on a daily time frame. You can still see it at this level. The next very far level down, I would say, is 6525, 6523, but that's very, very far away. That's a good 300 pips away. I would say another level you can look at is at about 66. Well, let's make it a nice terrible number at 666. So a 666 level. Okay, so we're looking at this on an H4 time frame. If it does turn back down and break below 6819, we could be looking at 0.6664. Okay, what that means is you could be looking at a good 130 pip move downwards if it breaks below this support level. Okay, so quite briefly, that's how I look at support and resistance lines. If you were to trade on a daily basis, you would have your lines there. You'll be adjusting it on a daily basis. If you are relatively new to trading, you could take the opportunity, clear out all your lines, draw it again, test it out. If you have any questions and you're in the Traders Club, head on to the Traders Club, ask the questions there, put up the chart, ask the questions. We're always there to review and help you adjust your lines if required. So with that said, looking at the, hang on, I can't find my share button. Okay, looking at the news here on ForexTradingAsia.com. Have I got it? Yes, okay. Looking at the news here on ForexTradingAsia.com, economic calendar. What do we have this week in particular for the Aussie dollar or the Kiwi dollar? Monday today, not a lot of news. I was just talking to Scott before this call. We were saying that there's not a lot of news happening for the Aussie and the Kiwi, but it is being overshadowed with the way the Delta variant is affecting the two economies, right? So looking at Aussie dollar, no news being released. We are paying some attention to the US PMI numbers tonight, still very high at about 59.4. On Tuesday, we have some retail sales number coming from New Zealand, quarter on quarter, very early in the morning. At that point, it's about 2.5. I think we're going to still see a good number for now, but we're going to see that possibly weaken After that, and then we have Wednesday with some construction numbers, not too much there. On Thursday, we have the Jackson Hole, and then the ECB US GDP numbers to be released on Thursday evening was 6.5%, expected at 6.7. So again here, quarter-on-quarter numbers quite important, looking possibly at some US dollar strength coming around. And also retail sales number for Australia. Look at this month on month on Friday, retail sales number looking to go from minus 1.8 to a minus 2.9%. So we're looking at possibly further downside on the Aussie dollar. We're looking at possibly some strength on the US dollar. So you get the general view. We have our support resistance in there. Coming back to the charts, looking at specific numbers, specific trade ideas. Daniel's got the disclaimer there. I'm giving you my thoughts and views. If you're going to jump into any trades, make sure you do your own analysis. I will not be responsible for any of your trades or that you enter or don't enter. What I'm looking for here on the Aussie dollar on the H4 time frame is for it to sit across right now. We're going to see some US dollar GDP numbers on Thursday. We're going to see the Aussie retail sales on Friday. With that, I anticipate that we're going to see the Aussie dollar sit across. Look for it to break below 7120 before we see that big downside. So I'm looking at about 7.1, below 7.1, a very tight stop loss at about 35 pips for a very good take profit at about 90 to 100 pips. We're looking at an easy 1:3 risk reward ratio towards the downside for the Aussie dollar. From that, New Zealand dollar, same thing, that correlation. We saw the New Zealand news to be released, retail sales number to be released, although we anticipate possibly the impact of the Delta variant is not going to be applied onto the New Zealand retail sales number quarterly, not yet, but we still see that US dollar strength coming around. So with that, again, anticipate, I would say it's not going to move across as much. I think that we're going to see a bit more of a steady drop for the New Zealand dollar. So I'll be looking at a bit of an earlier trade for it to break below 6819. You could be looking at below 6800. Tight stop loss at about 30 pips for good 120 pip take profit level towards the downside. Risk 30, make 120. You're looking at a 1:4 risk ratio towards the downside for the New Zealand dollar. So with that in mind, you have both the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar heading towards the downside, potential downside, given we see continued US dollar strength, and also the impact, unfortunately, the impact of the Delta variant on both the economies.
All right, thank you very much for that, Jen. And that was a real surprise there. So I hope everyone got a lot out of that as well with the chart analysis. Now, just briefly before I get Daniel to explain what's happening tonight with the live trading call, I just want to briefly, now this was just a recent update on the Forex Briefcase site. So I'm just sharing that now. So we are up again for the end of August. So the end of August, guys, for us was the 20th of August. So for this year, we're up over 16%. And as you can see, you know, some nice months and some just consistent gains. And with, you know, the fact that the US dollar is appreciating as well, especially for myself being in Australia, it's probably a nice time if you're watching this in Australia, wondering, you know, stock markets are extended and the like, you know, having your money in some US dollars, but not in stocks. That's definitely, you know, something to really consider because things are getting a little bit dicey, and it's definitely, you know, something that you might not have thought about, but we got some great lessons there as well. And if you're interested, but you're overwhelmed by it all, you know, we can take care of the trading for you as well. So I just thought I would quickly touch upon that. And now, Daniel, we've got some stuff happening tonight with the Traders Club. So if you could please just tell everyone what's going on tonight.
Sure, Scott. Well, in the LCMS Traders Club here, we have a dedicated club platforms. We have a group of community traders sharing ideas, strategies, analysts monitoring the markets together. Really, I have a professional trading firm of professional Forex community traders here. So, what's going to happen on Monday tonight, actually, at 8 p.m., we're going to have a group coaching sessions together with all the community, where what we'll be looking at is we'll be looking at what's going to happen on the week, what happened last week, and then we're going to guide you through the market, current market conditions, and then we plan together what kind of identified trades. Literally, we can make profits together, right? So not only that, there were a lot of people asking questions about Forex, whether they are new, your experience, any questions about the fundamental analysis or technical analysis. We'll all be discussing in that 1 hour from 8 to 9 p.m. GMT plus 8 to 9. Okay. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, we have live trading sessions together where we look at the market a more like short-term time frame, and then we'll look at the market if there's any opportunity to be trading together and making money together. Now, really, then the thought about it is for those who have not joined us yet, to join us on the community to join us tonight, what you could do here, okay, what you could come in. Let me share the string here. Okay, is just go to tradersclub.lcms.com.sg. Coming in here, as mentioned, we have this club membership here. We not only talk about group coaching sessions, we have live webinars, Forex signals, daily analysis, market watch coming in together, and much more. What you're gonna do is just click on this one here. It's $49 a month. You can join us in the community, ask any questions, and or join a Monday group coaching sessions or Wednesday live training sessions live together and ask any questions you might have. Just fill it in and then submit, and I'll see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. GMT plus 8.
All right, thank you so much for that, Daniel, as well. And if you are new and you watch this and you're a little, I guess just really keen to learn more and you're a little overwhelmed by it all, just feel free to re-watch the video. We share it on our YouTube channel at LCMS Traders. So re-watch it, take some notes, and really just, appreciate that it takes time to learn everything. But again, guys, thanks for joining us today as well, and hope to see everyone again tomorrow. Bye, guys. Have a good day.